What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another beginner Pilates standing workout. I'm gonna go ahead and link the warm-up up in the cards and we are going to jump right into things. Okay, so we're just gonna start off in a little bit of a warm-up. If you wanna walk your feet so they're about hips distance apart, hands can come right to your hips or just drop them down by your sides. We'll start by taking a nice deep inhale. You can pull the shoulders up towards the ears. We'll exhale, drop the shoulders down and back. We'll do 3 more like that, inhaling to bring the shoulders up. We'll exhale to drop them down and back. Good, 2 more, inhale to bring the shoulders up. We'll exhale, drop them down and back. Last one, we inhale to bring the shoulders up. We're gonna exhale, drop those shoulders down and back. Ooh, good. From here, we're just gonna set up into a squat to get the blood flowing a little bit. So feet are gonna stay about hips distance apart. Hands can come to your chest, to your hips, whatever you wanna do. We're just gonna inhale, bend the knees. We'll exhale, push into the heels, stand everything up. Good, just a little bit of movement. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like you don't have to come in guns blazing right out the gate. Just take it kind of slow. Figure out how your body feels. If you feel any points that feel a little bit tight or tender, just focus on that. See how things change as you begin to move. We're just gonna do 4 more like this. Good, so this will be 4. Good, we have 3. This is 2. And last one. Good, the next time that you come up out of that squat, I want you to push into your right leg. We're gonna lift that left knee up. We'll bring it back down, sit back down into your squat. We'll press into that left foot, lift the right. Good. We're gonna keep moving like that. It's kind of going to be like a march. Today we're gonna focus a little bit more on balancing. I know on, what day was it? Wednesday? Our standing workout was a little bit more of like hip stabilizing, so we kept both feet on the ground the whole time. We're not gonna do that today. You are not so lucky, okay? So if at any point you need a little bit of extra support, go ahead, grab onto a chair, get close to a wall, a countertop, whatever you need to, so that you can feel a little bit more balanced. Good. Perfect. Okay, the next time that you push that right heel down, you're gonna lift the left knee, you'll hold it there, take a nice deep breath, little bend into your right knee. We're gonna take that left foot, and all we're gonna do is tap the left toes down, lift the knee back up. Hands can come right to your hips, just tap it down, lift it up. Good, tap it down, lift it up. Whew, don't fall over. If you feel like you're gonna fall over though, catch yourself, right? Grab back onto whatever you need to. Good, we're gonna do 3 more like this. 3, good for 2. And last one, good, you're gonna sit back down into that squat. We move over to the other side. Plant that left heel down, lift the right knee, push into your left heel, little bend at that knee. Hands can come right to the hips. We're just gonna inhale, tap the right toe down, exhale, lift the knee back up in line with the hip. Inhale, tap it down, exhale, lift it up. Good. You got it. Doesn't have to be a big movement. If your hip flexors are feeling a little bit tight, just take it a little bit smaller. You don't have to get your knee up in line with your hip. Just move in that direction. Good, 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Good, we're gonna head back down into that squat. This time when you stand, I want you to open your opposite leg out towards the side of the room. So we sit back down, we take a side leg lift. Good. It doesn't have to be a huge movement, so you can keep it pretty small, keep it tight. Keep it controlled. Good, you wanna feel that little squeeze right through the outside of your hip. So all that stuff we did yesterday in our full body workout with the side lying hip stabilizing exercises, we wanna think about the same thing here. So we open in the leg up. We're working through the piriformis muscle, that little tiny stabilizer. Good. Now you don't have to get super low into your squat. Really, it's only about like 10% of the way down. Really, it's just so we get some movement in between leg lifts. Good. Okay, the next time you press into that right heel, we're gonna lift that left leg out. Hands come to the hips, little bend in that right knee. We're going to close and open that left leg. Close and open. If you feel wobbly, do not hesitate to grab onto something. Just make sure you're not death gripping your support. It's a light touch of the fingertips. Good. 4 more. 4. You got it. 3. Perfect. 2. And last one. Good, left foot comes in, we come down through that squat through center, shift your weight over into that left leg, open the right leg out, hands can come to the hips. Good, or to your support. We close, we open, close, and open. Good, close, open, close and open. Perfect, close and open for 4 more. 4, good, 3, perfect, 2, and last one, good. Step that leg back out. You're just gonna step it out, take a breath, kind of kick your butt if you need to, or maybe march it out a little bit. Okay, we feeling good? Remember, balancing is gonna be a theme today, so don't ever hesitate to grab onto your support. I'm so lucky I've got my countertop right next to me. Okay, from here, I'm gonna flip to the side so you guys can see me. We're gonna keep working front to back. We'll bring the feet so they stay about hips distance apart. We'll sit down and back into our hips. Shift your weight over into your left leg so you push into the heel. We're gonna get light onto the right toes, kind of like what we did on Wednesday, but just in a different plane of motion. We're gonna take that right foot, we'll step the right foot back. We'll exhale, bend the knee, pull it in. Tap the toes back, pull it in. Good, now you've got a little hinge forward from the hips. We're drawing the belly button in. Nice flat back, long line of energy from the tailbone all the way up the spine, out the crown of the head, and we're trying to keep that left leg locked into place. Again, if you need that little bit of support, don't hesitate to grab onto something. Good, we're gonna add on to this one because you can. We're gonna make it a little bit more challenging, but you can do it. We step that right foot back. You're gonna squeeze your glute. You lift your right leg, you lower it back down, you pull the knee back in. Take that at whatever pace your body's gonna let you go. So lift lower, bend that knee, pull it back in. Good. Good, we're gonna do 3 more like that. 3. Good, this is 2. And last one. Good, bring things in, stand it up, shake it out. We do the same thing over on the other side. Best part about having 2 legs. We sit down and back into that squat. So hips are low. That's what I was gonna say. Shift your weight over into your right heel. Sorry, words get really tough for me sometimes. Come light onto your left toes. Hands can come right to your hips. We're just gonna inhale, step that left foot back. We exhale, bend the knee, squeeze it back in. Remember, we're starting here, so don't add in yet. We have to break it back down to build it back up. Good. Good, your gaze is pointed down and just slightly forward so you maintain some length at the back of your neck. I want you to make sure you're not craning your neck up or dropping it down. Good, the next time that you press your left foot back, you squeeze your glute, you'll lift lower and then bend the knee to pull right back in. As you get into the second side, it's okay if you don't feel the same as you did on the first side, right? That's not a big deal. If you feel a little bit more wobbly, that's okay. Don't hesitate, grab onto that support. Or if you're like me, you just wobble through it, right? It's gonna be okay. We'll do 3 more like this. 3. Good, this is 2. And last one. Wah! Good, we'll stand everything up. Take a big deep breath. We're gonna keep working front to back like that. We'll get into some step back lunges, I think reverse lunges. But all we're gonna do here is actually sit down and back into a squat just a little bit. We're gonna start by stepping our, let's see, which side do we start on? Left foot's gonna be forward, right foot's gonna be back. So step it back, make sure your feet are about hip distance apart, maybe even a little bit wider than that. So you find a nice strong like triangle stance, okay? We're gonna take our lunge from here and then we'll work up into that step back lunge, okay? So I want you to bend the left knee. We're gonna bend the right knee just a little bit too. All we're gonna do is inhale, bend the back knee down. We're gonna exhale, push into the heel, stand it back up. Good. Now, if you find you're not able to move a whole lot, that's okay. You're not meant to be moving like a whole lot, but you can step your feet in a little bit closer, take it from there. Just want you to find your footing. So you feel really stable in the left leg. Good, you're trying to drop that right knee down to the ground. Good one to grab onto something so you have some extra support. Good, 4 more like this. 4. Good, this is gonna be 3. This is 2. And last one. Good, we're gonna step that right foot in. Now we're gonna amp it up 1 notch. So this is the progression to that kind of lunge. We'll keep the left foot down. You're gonna inhale to step the right foot back. Good, find that nice slow lunge. We exhale, push into the left heel, launch yourself back up. So we step it back, we pull it forward. Now it doesn't have to be the lowest possible lunge that you can do. And And if you guys are looking at my lunge looks a little bit wonky. My right toes don't like to do this, right? But that's okay. So just do a lunge that's gonna work in your body, and if stepping back and pulling forward is what's throwing you off, go back into that first variation of the lunge, okay? Good, we're just gonna do 3 more like this. This will be 3. Good, for 2. And last one. Good, we'll stand everything up, and I'm gonna flip around to the other side just so we get a different angle. We'll do that same thing over on the other side. So right foot's gonna stay forward. We're gonna step that left foot back. Feet about hips distance apart. Good, hands can come to the hips. And we'll start here just by inhaling, bending into that back knee, bending the right knee as well. We'll exhale, push into that front heel. Stand things back up. Good, take it slow, keep it controlled. Always remember, it doesn't have to be the biggest possible movement that you can do, right? Overall movement is the goal, but it's not big movement. It's just good movement. Good, we're just gonna do 3 more like this. 3, good, for 2, and last one, don't fall over though. We're gonna step that left foot in, and now we'll do that same step back lunge. So remember, if this doesn't work, you come back to that lunge we just did. Okay, when you're ready, we inhale, step that left foot back, find that nice little lunge. We exhale, push into the right heel, squeeze the glutes, bring yourself back up to stand. Good. As you step back, just make sure your feet are staying about hips distance apart. I think what can be a little tricky for some people is they try to step back behind in line with the right foot, and that is what's going to be like wobble central. Good. Good, we're just gonna do 3 more like this. Step it back for 3. Good, for 2. And last one. Good, we're gonna pull it forward. Step out through the legs, take a nice deep breath. Okay, from here, we're gonna, you can turn back to face me, or you can do whatever you want. Walk your feet out so they're a little bit wider than the hips. All 10 toes point forward. We'll take some alternating lateral lunges. Okay, so kind of similar to stuff we did on Wednesday, but that's okay, it'll be different. I promise. Hands can come to the hips. We're gonna inhale, start going over towards the right. Sit down and back into that right hip. We'll exhale, push up through center. Inhale, same thing on the left. Sit down and back into that left hip. Exhale, push up through center. Good, and just keep moving like that. Good, just like with our lunges and really with anything else, it doesn't have to be the biggest movement that you can do. Always remember that. That's the hardest thing, I think, to remember. Bigger is not better. It's just bigger, that's all it is. Good, as you sit down and back, try to get your hip, your knee, your ankle all in line. It's like you're sliding right down a wall. That wall's right next to you. Good. Good, we're gonna make this a little bit more complicated because we can. We're gonna keep hanging out on that right leg. Good, so we'll bend into that right knee. As you stand up out of that lunge, I want you to shift, don't fall over. Shift your weight into your left foot and then squeeze that right leg in. So we're gonna inhale, step the right leg out, sit down and back. Exhale, pull it in, okay? Take that as slowly as you need to. I'm asking you to do a lot. We're transferring weight from one foot to the other. That can get a little bit complicated, but you can do it. Good, just tap that right foot in. That's gonna give you a little bit of extra support. Good. Now, if you feel good here, you're just gonna hover that right foot, or you can drive the right knee up to you. Good. I like tapping the right foot in. That makes me feel the most supported. So do that if you like it. If you don't like it, you're welcome to try something else. Good, we'll do 4 more like this. This will be 4. Good, for 3, for 2, and last one. Good, we'll take that same thing over on the other side. So walk those feet back out wider than the hips. We'll take it over to the left side, go right in. Inhale, sit down and back in the left hip. Exhale, we shift our weight to the right leg, squeeze that left heel in, sorry. Sit down and back into that left leg, squeeze the left heel in. I'm at that point in the week that I truly just can't remember right and left, right? Like it's just not clicking anymore. And that's okay. That's because I mirror people too much. So I'm like, wait, is this my right hand? Good, now if this side feels different, as always, that's okay. That's why I do single side work with you guys. So you can feel a little bit better in your body, like how things differ from side to side, right? Maybe you notice your right leg feels a little bit stronger. Maybe the left leg feels a little bit stronger. However you feel is totally right. Good, 3 more like this, 3. Ooh, my heart rate's getting up. This is gonna be 2. Good, and last one. Good, we'll bring everything all the way in. Step out through the legs, take a second, take a drink of water. Good, okay, from here we're gonna get back into that little bit of balancing, so take a second, bring your heart rate down, breathe. We're gonna bring the feet back out so they're about hips distance apart. I want you to shift your weight over into your left foot. We're gonna kick the right leg out, so it's at about a 45-degree angle away from our hip. It's not forward, it's not to the side, 45 degrees. Okay, little bend into that left knee, hands can come to the hips. All we're gonna do is lift and lower the right leg. I say it like it's gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. Okay, we're gonna exhale, lift that right leg. Inhale, tap the toes back down. Lift and lower. Good, lift and lower. It's gonna feel a lot different than that leg lift that we did out to the side in our squat. And that's okay, it should feel different. A little bit more hip flexor, right? That's okay, you've got it under control. If you need that little bit of extra support, get close to your support, light touch of the fingertips there. 4 more, 4. Good, for 3. Good, 2. And last one. Good, we're gonna lift that right leg up, point the toes, draw some tiny circles. I would say about the size of an appetizer plate. Good. Fun part about circles is there's 2 ways to go. So pick one direction and we'll start to reverse it here with that next circle. So bring it out and around the other way. Good, you're staying stable in your opposite leg, pushing into that left heel, keeping that little bend so we can keep the shoulder, the hip, the knee, the ankle all in one strong line. 3 more, 3. Good, for 2. And last one, bring that right leg in, step it out. Tap out that hip a little bit. Ooh, a little bit spicy. We'll do the same thing over on the other side. Shift your weight over into your right leg, little bend at that right knee. We'll kick the left leg out at about a 45-degree angle. Hands can come to the hips. We're gonna exhale, lift that left leg. Inhale, tap those toes right back down. Good. Good time to grab onto your support. Good. Good, and don't hesitate to reach for that support. Good, can you keep that little bend in your right knee? It's gonna help you, I promise. I promise. If you don't bend your knee, this is what happens, and that's not gonna help you. Good, 4 more, 4. Good, for 3. We have 2. And last one. Good, you're gonna keep that left foot lifted, point the toes, tiny circles. Good, about the size of an appetizer plate. If you're not sure what that looks like, it's about this big. Good. Good, you got it. Keep it nice and slow. We'll start to bring that circle around the other way when you're ready. Oh man, ouch. Good, we're not gonna do that many more, just 4. 4, 3, oh my gosh, don't fall over. 2, and last one. We bring that left foot in, take a second, step out through the legs, and because I love inner thighs, we're gonna wrap up today on a wide plie squat. Kind of like what we did the other day on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it was Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. Walk those feet out nice and wide, wider than your hips, toes out, heels in. Hands can start just right at your hips, and we're gonna use this last little push to get the heart rate up a little bit, but also to burn out the inner thighs, okay? So when you're ready, we're gonna inhale, bend those knees, sit down and back into your squat. We'll exhale, push into the heels, drive through the heels, squeeze through the inner thighs to bring yourself up. Good. I'm also at that point in the day where I start to say a sentence and I'm like, where is this headed? Like, and I just kind of like let it flow, and sometimes I don't say anything very coherent. That's okay. We're gonna add in with the arms a little bit. The next time you come down, we're gonna open those arms down underneath us and then lift the arms up overhead as we stand. Okay, big deep breaths. Inhale at the bottom, exhale to stand. We'll do 4 more like this. 4, good. For 3, for 2, and last one. Good, stand things up, hands come back to the hips. We're gonna go back into that squat, so we'll squat. This time we're gonna add in a heel click. So as you stand, you're gonna shift your weight, into your right leg, squeeze that left heel in. We'll step back out, back into your wide plie, same thing on the other side. Good, you'll notice it's not a super graceful transition to come out of that and back into your wide plie, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be graceful, I just want you to move, okay? So don't worry about it looking pretty. Really focus on zipping up through the inner thighs as you squeeze the heels into each other. Okay, so that's where I want you to focus the work. If the wide plie squat looks not so pretty, I'm okay with that. Okay, that's where we focus the work, squeezing those heels in. Good, we do 3 more each side. 3. Good for 2. 2. This is 2, there we go. This will be our last one, counting's hard. And last one. Good, squeeze it all the way in. Walk those feet out. Good, nice and wide. We're gonna inhale to circle the arms around and up. We'll exhale to hinge at the hips, forward fold, reach down for your mat. Take a nice deep breath. Whew, let that heart rate come down just a little bit. And if you need to lift up about halfway out of this fold, go ahead and lift up halfway. All the blood starting to rush to your head, lift halfway. Good, hands are gonna stay down on the mat. We're gonna take a big inhale breath to bend the knees, lower the hips back towards your mat. Nice deep squat. We'll exhale to push into the heels, press those hips right back up, and we'll do that 3 more times. Inhaling to bend the knees. We'll exhale to push those hips up. Nice deep breath. Good, last one. Good. Take one more deep breath here down at the bottom, maybe letting your head hang down a little bit closer to your mat. And then once you're ready, we're gonna exhale, draw that belly button to the spine, start to roll yourself up. Head's gonna be the last thing to lift, so take it slow, slow, slow. Head's the last thing to come up, and then once you get up there, that's where we're gonna wrap up today. I'm gonna link a longer stretch up in the cards. We've got a long stretch coming tomorrow. You made it all the way to the end. We're done with the workout. Tomorrow we get a nice big stretch, so you have that to look forward to. Remember, you guys are awesome. You could do anything you put your mind to, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
I just can't resist you.